Okay, I'm live streaming and I'm really quiet because my parents are asleep. So basically what I just got in the mail was a Logitech G9 laser mouse, which is this guy right here. I have to disassemble this because I bought this, it's broken. I got it for $18 from eBay. But I know that best case scenario is I get this working and it's a phenomenal mouse. Or worst case scenario, I don't know, I might be able to Franken mouse it or something because it is a Logitech mouse. So anyway, so I just have for you guys, it's a laser mouse, so you know, typically I don't use laser mice, but here we see the base mouse is like 86 grams, and then these grips are 26 and 30 grams, and the grips just kind of slide onto the mouse like this. And there's a big one and a small one. The small one is this one right here that's on right now, and then there's the big one. This is the big one. So it has side buttons, it has like a LED. Yeah, I'm gonna check on the quality of the stream because the stream might be really bad. I just got a notification from XSplit. I am uploading my YouTube videos at the same time here, so I might have to pause those. Okay. There, that should pause it. Okay, is this gonna work for me? Okay. That's not working. Okay. Wow, I can't use Google Chrome at all when that's paused. Wow, what the fuck? Okay. Let's try Creator Studio. Anyway, you guys get the point? Let's go ahead and start taking the sucker apart. So it doesn't work because the cable, the person who sold it to me said the cable is probably the problem because he said it just stopped working after they got this kink in it. I don't know if you guys can see that. Fucking shit. Yeah, that kink is pretty bad. So let's go ahead and delete the old video. And I'll take this sucker apart. So I do have to be careful with the mouse feet. I don't have any replacement feet. Oh yeah, it also came with some weights in here. I do have to be careful with feet. Oh, something else too is this small grip has like a very nice powder coated scratchy finish to it. It's actually quite nice. My hands slip around on this kind of surface a lot, but you know, I prefer grippy surfaces. But then this one, some older Logitech mice, they have a rubberized grip, and over time it gets like sticky. Like, I don't know if you guys can see this. Like, it's tacky. So, oh, technically you'd have really good grip. But this is actually, this larger piece, this is actually very comfortable. I really like it. Yeah, it feels a bit like my Cooler Master CM Storm Spawn. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this opened up and replace that cable. So I'm really hoping it's just a cable replacement fix. Also, the scroll wheel isn't working too well, so it doesn't spin freely very well. Okay. And it is currently 3 in the morning for me, so I don't expect anyone to be watching this, but yeah. Okay. Well, let's get this opened up. I'm gonna Google real quick to see if I can find where the screw holes are, because I don't want to take off more mouse feet than what I need to. Okay, looks like there's some on the top. I'll just be gentle, I guess. Oh yeah, there's some on the bottom. So I don't want to peel it off because I want it to still stay kind of flat. So tomorrow is supposed to be the Mev versus Motu game. That'll be a fun one for you guys to watch. That will not be live streamed, at least not for me. Maybe Spathy will, but I won't be live streaming it because I get a poor frame rate while live streaming. So I will be locally recording it and uploading it separately though. But the winner of this game moves on to the finals. And then the loser of that actually plays in the semifinals for the loser's bracket. So the loser's bracket, basically how that works, is every team gets a shot to go for the finals. Even you can lose once and still go for the finals. So basically, even if we beat Motu, then they go into the loser's bracket. So the loser's bracket right now is it's Eagle Squad versus Delta. I'm guessing Delta is going to win. I'm not too familiar with Eagle Squad, but I know Delta. They are a very good team. So Eagle Squad and Delta play each other, and then the winner of that, so let's say Delta wins, Delta would move on to play whoever loses the Motu versus Me game. Let's say Motu loses, then Motu plays against Delta. Say Motu wins, Motu plays Me again immediately. So, yep. All right. Oh, stuff is rattling around. Look at that, it's a laser sensor, but it looks like it's in an optical sensor package. And there's like a piece of tape in here. I don't know if that's from the factory or what, so I'll leave it, but these are the 10 million click Omron switches. Okay, it has one of these ribbon cables here, so these you undo the latch at the bottom. And then you can just pull it out. My stream's being shitty, I'm sorry guys. I'll see if I can pause my other uploads. As far as I know, there's not a way to pause it. Just make this window really small. And this one a little bit bigger. Okay. There we go. I have paused my upload, I think. I don't know. The YouTube uploader, as far as I know, I don't think there's a way. I don't think there's a way to actually pause it. How I just paused it is I click the X on my browser, and it brings up that little, are you sure you want to, I use Google Chrome, and it brings up that little, are you sure you want to close out menu. And I used to, right now it's not running, but I used to run a, bandwidth monitoring program that would just sit in my taskbar, and it would just tell me how much upload and download bandwidth is being used and stuff. And I noticed that when it has that when Google Chrome's giving me that dialog box, that my upload speed automatically returns to normal. Okay. So it's a darn shame that this is such a heavy mouse, but I know a lot of people like heavy mice. I don't know what this chunk is here on the back. I'm going to take that off just because I'm curious. Oh my goodness, oh no. And this uses a non-standard connector. That's a real bummer. Alright, I'm going to have to end this live stream because I'm not going to be able to repair this because it will be too time consuming, but I'll show you guys. See, the standard connector looks something like this in my right hand here on your left. And this is the little mini one that's being used on the G9. Ugh, that's a bummer. Okay, well, I do think this is a fun little mouse. The right mouse is very, very nice to click in. I can already tell right here. It is just ready to move. That feels very, very nice. Man, it's a darn shame though. Like this mouse is just, as they add in more and more features, it just gets more and more complex and a bit unnecessary. So like that LED display on the top, I don't know. Like that's gonna help them sell more mice. But I know the true mouse enthusiasts out there, hardcore gamers, they're not looking for gimmicky features. They're looking for raw performance, and things like weight are always pushed aside in favor of really gimmicky kind of stuff, but stuff that does sell nice, so I get it. I don't even know what I'm doing here. I'm pulling out. Oh, that's right, because these aren't. Yeah, these aren't mechanical switches. The side buttons on here, they aren't mechanical switches, but they do feel kind of good. They feel like a little bit more tactile membrane switch. I was feeling them earlier, just on the outer mouse shell, and they do actually feel pretty good. They're in a good position too. They're a little bit farther back than I'm used to, but I actually kind of liked how that felt. Okay, well, this is a bit of a bummer. I will, I guess I'll try to fix this and I'll test it out. If I do get it working, I know that this mouse can rapid fire because it's one of the older generation Logitech mice, and these always have super awesome click latency. However, I am fully anticipating that I do not like the laser sensor. We'll see. From what I've read online, this laser sensor doesn't have any acceleration issues, which is what my primary concern would be. But some people did say it has some issues with, what did they say it had issues with? I don't know, it uses the A6090 sensor, which is, as far as I know, there aren't too many mice that use it. But as you guys can see, I'm sorry, S6090, it's small. It's small, and it's, I'm sorry, it's not small. The letters are small, so you're probably not going to be able to read that. But it looks like it's an optical sensor because of the way it's packaged in this large thing. Usually laser sensors are really small, kind of squares, not a long rectangle like that. Also, I have to decide what I want to do with this rubberized grip here, because I'll probably end up just scrubbing it off. I mean, I hate to do it, but it's just so tacky. Pretty nasty. Yeah, it's even coming off. I can just scrape my fingernail. Yeah, watch that. If I just do that. Whole chunk of it just comes right off. Luckily though, that like G9 and Logitech branding, is that underneath it? Oh no, that's coming off as well. Rats, that's a real shame. Yeah, I'm gonna have to kind of destroy this shell in order to use it. Yeah, that's a real bummer. I'd be a lot happier if it could keep the G9 and the Logitech logo on the butt there. That would look good. I like that red and black. Logitech doesn't normally do that. That looks good. It's funny, when I first got this mouse, I took it out of the package that I got it in, and it was so damn heavy, and I was like, what the heck? And the guy had the heaviest weights inside of it. It has a little weight cartridge right here. So, also, you guys won't be able to tell in the video, but this is actually, it's not a black. If you guys can see, maybe, this is black, but this up here, this is actually like a titanium. Yeah, it's like a really, really dark silver. I really like that color. That's definitely one of my favorite colors. I won't put those in there. Okay. Well, this is going in the plastic baggie. Oops. And this will have to be looked at later. Because I'm not going to be able to... Like, it's a pretty easy solution. All I have to do is I take a cable like this, and I switch up which pins go where, but that'll be too time consuming for this stream, and it's 3:15 in the morning and I want to go to sleep. I actually took a nap earlier today, that's why I have energy right now. Took a nap once I got home from work. That was like a good 3-hour nap. So I screwed up my sleep schedule. Oh well. I really hope we get to play Motu tomorrow. So like, even if we were to lose to Motu, then we go play in the losers bracket, and we, you know, theoretically will beat Delta again, or Eagle Squad. We haven't played Eagle Squad yet, but if we were to beat them, we would go and play Motu right again. That's exactly what happened in the Drop Zone tourney. Is we beat the people for the semifinals in the winners bracket, and then they went into the losers bracket, beat the losers bracket, so then they went back and played us immediately again for the finals. That was, who was that? That was Araxium. Yeah. Okay. Wait, was that Araxium? Who the frick did we play? I don't even remember. Okay. I feel like an old buddy you can ask, hey, how do you like your G9 that you're waiting and delivering the other day? Yeah. Yeah. I'm really excited to see how it works. I'm really excited because if I get it working, I know it's a very comfortable and small mouse, which I really like, which means even if I don't like it for gaming, I'm probably going to use it at work. Because at work, I currently use a Zowie EC1 Evo, but those are weird mice. Those are shaped a little bit like the Death Adder, and because the Death Adder's apex is right in the center of the mouse, I can't flat palm grip it because my hand just slides right off the back, and I just drag on the mouse pad because there's no butt for it to, you know, normally I'm used to there being a butt here, but there is none. The apex is in the middle, and that apex in the middle really makes it good for fingertip grip, but not for me, because like I can't, the way I palm grip, I can't. So my EC1 at work, it's way overkill for the mice that I need. Obviously, I'm just using an office mouse, but it's not very comfy, so I want a more comfy mouse. And comfy mouse with side buttons. I guess I could go G400 at work, but I don't know. I switched back to my G400 today, and I really forgot how much I love this mouse. On the ground, I feel like my aiming is a little bit worse because I'm so used to having the prediction kind of help me move my cursor in a straight line, which the Ikari has prediction. But when it came to like mid-air shots, I really started to realize the G400 felt a little bit more floaty, a little bit more free when I was up in the air. And you know, you go up in the air and you gotta aim while you're moving. And I didn't realize that the Ikari, because of that prediction, it kind of likes to force you into, you know, snapped angular positions. So the G400 doesn't have angle snapping on the sensor, so that did feel a little bit better. Yeah. And then also the clicking. I can do the same speed on the Ikari and the G400. I can actually do the G400 ever so slightly faster, but that's only in single player when there is no server latency. But I do so, but in, you know, normal games I can click them the same speed. However, I definitely am more consistent with the G400. It's funny though, the first couple of games that I got on and played with the G400 today, I did terribly. They were like public matches, and I went like 15-5 on one. I was like, oh my god, I was so ready to go back to my Ikari. I plugged my Ikari back in, and right now you guys can see it's still plugged in on my desk right here. It's still on. But I was like about to switch to the Ikari, and I was like, no, I'll give the G400 one more shot. And I did, and I like it. So I'll be switching back and forth between the two quite a bit. Also, it's fun kind of using, you know, my G400 that I've customized a whole bunch. It feels good to use something that you've truly customized yourself. You know, it really makes it feel like it's yours. But unfortunately, mine has goobers all over it. Wait, you guys can see. So yeah, This is that, so you guys can see the color difference probably. This is that rubbery texture that Logitech mice have, that like this used to have, but now after it ages and it is exposed to humidity and stuff, it becomes gummy sticky that you can just... Yeah, that's gross. And so you guys can see this. This is actually my MX510 Show, which the MX510 is an old frickin' mouse. It's from like 2008. You can see the color difference between, because I scrubbed this off using a toothbrush and rubbing alcohol. I also had to do that same thing. You know, Logitech's not alone. I had to do the same thing on my IntelliMouse Explorer 3.0, which this thing, I'm actually really bummed about this. I don't think I can use this anymore. It has 4 screw points, 1 under each foot, and the top 2, when I unscrewed it, I wasn't tightening down, I was unscrewing it. The plastic was so brittle, because this is an old mouse. I think this was released in like 2005? I could be wrong. These are really old though. Oh wait, no, this is 2001. Yeah. Something about the Microsoft product naming schemes is they have a manufacture date at the very end of the barcode, which you guys aren't going to be able to read this, but it says 4601, which 46 means week 46 out of 52 weeks in a year, and then 01 is 2001, I believe, I'm pretty sure. So, but yeah, the plastic literally just snapped when I unscrewed the screw. You know, I pulled the screw out, I took it apart, and the plastic just, the screw points just broke apart. I didn't even touch them or anything. And because of that, you know, this gets separated, and now it's not clicking because, you know, it's separated. I can click it if I, you know, if I push that, you know, it needs the screws to bolt it together. So now it clicks. It actually clicks quite nicely too. This is a comfy shape too. This is a bit like a Death Adder shape. A little bit more grip than a Death Adder in my opinion. But again, it has the apex in the middle there. A lot of people, a lot of pro gamers use this guy. Okay, I need to go to bed. So, I don't think there's really anything else for me to discuss today other than, I don't know if you guys caught my other live stream, but yeah, you can see I modded this Ikari. This is my current one that I use, so I'll just show you the difference, because I do have 2 viewers right now. So here we have, let me get my feedback on so I can make sure. Okay, you guys can't see this indeed. Okay. And it's at 3 grams for no reason. Okay. So we'll put the original Ikari on. That's not correct. That is not correct. This should be... Okay, that looks more correct. Yeah, the Ikari's around 100 grams-ish. After my modding. That's not correct. Fuck. The cable's messing with it. But anyway, I brought it down. It was at like 103, 101 before, and now it's at 81. So it's about a 20 gram reduction, which you do notice. I was talking in the live stream. 5 grams you probably won't notice too much, unless you're very, you know, particular like I am. Very attention to detailing. But 10 grams is when you'll start noticing it, and then 20 is, of course, that usually brings in a different class of mouse. Like one of the reasons why the Zowie mice are so popular is because they're so lightweight. EFK is, you know, 87 grams. FK2 is like 85 grams. Ducoterra from Motu uses the FK2, I found out today. Spathy uses the G400. Michigany uses the Ikari Optical, and actually Ikari Laser. I don't know what he's using right now. I know he has both, though. LOL IDC from Meh. He doesn't play with us much anymore, but he uses an FK1. Or maybe the original FK. Shoot, I don't know. I know the original FK is actually the same thing as the FK2 now. The FK1 is bigger. And now there's even like the FK1 Plus. I've been thinking about getting my hands on a one of those. I think I aim a little bit better with the lower profile mice, like going from the Ikari to the G400 today. The Ikari it's wider, but it's flatter. And so I'm forced to, instead of just doing a flat, comfortable palm where I'm completely palming the thing, I'm forced to kind of fingertip it a little bit more because it's not as tall, so it doesn't touch my hand as much. And that fingertip grip, I think, gives me a little bit more precision versus this, because it's, a much taller mouse. I kind of feel like I'm doing a big fat palm movement, and so I'm not really able to use my fingertips unless I adjust my grip. I have to really do only wrist movement or arm movement. I don't really have the option for fingertip movement. And I think that was something I learned today, was in the middle of the games that I was doing poorly with the G400, I would just instantly, go from my palm grip to kind of a bit of a fingertip, where I kind of back off the mouse a little bit more and I grip it more like that. So you guys can see how much room is underneath my hand in here. Yeah. So that's why I'm interested in the FK. The FK, that's a nice thin mouse. The big fat ball mouse, like what this is, though, that is very comfortable for if you're doing more casual work. But if you're gaming, I want aiming is more important than comfort. I would rather have better aim and have to deal with having two mice on my desk. One's a comfort one and one's a gaming one, rather than settle on a comfy mouse that I can't aim that great. So it all depends. Okay. How can I get rid of the double clicking issue on the Ikari? Google search just mouse double click issue fix. Basically, I can show you briefly what you're gonna do, but don't, I haven't done a video on this because it's not a 100% method. So you have a couple options. The first one is, you guys can see the switches are soldered into the PCB here. That's this little black box, this little black box there. Those are the micro switches. If you unsolder them, that's what they look like, this, right? You have 3 solder points, 1, 2, 3. What I do is, when I get the double click issue, is I just unsolder the thing and I replace it with a new switch. That's what I do, because that's my preferred method, because I'm much more comfortable soldering than actually opening up the switch and fixing it. So what the other option is, if you don't have a soldering iron or something, these micro switches, you can see the difference between the white and the black here. This little rectangular bit here, this is a clip. If I get my thing under that, you guys can't tell, but I'm actually lifting that up, and you can actually take off this top housing part, and inside are a couple little metal pieces along with the little plastic piece at the top. And to fix the double click is you have to bend some of the metal in there. Like I said, I'm not going to go into detail, because I think you should actually, if this is the route that you're going to go, instead of unsoldering and just replacing, watch some tutorials on YouTube and watch some guides on, or read some guides on like forums or something. Because I don't want you, because if you this is a little bit harder to do, to bend the metal back, in my opinion, than unsoldering. But that's just me. I'm comfortable soldering. If you do choose to solder, try to stay under, like, most people recommend like 375, 400 degrees. I go a little bit hotter because I'm impatient, but I'm careful. I usually go up to about 500, sometimes 550. Depending if my soldering iron is all fucked up because the tip is coated in burned rosin, but typically you want to keep it like in the 400 degree range, because after that the rosin core inside the solder will start to burn. And also, more importantly, is you can damage your PCB. Back when I was a noob, I bought a SteelSeries Rival 300 that I still have sitting over here. I ruined the PCB traces because I kept my iron on too hot, and it literally just the little wires inside the green part of the PCB, they just peel upward and out of the PCB, and they just leave the PCB because it's too hot. So definitely be careful. You don't want to, if you have an Ikari optical, not the laser but the optical, those are tough to come by, so be careful with your Ikari optical PCBs. They're no longer manufactured and there's not a lot of them out there. So be gentle, you know. Don't be impatient like I was with my Rival 300. Man. All because I wanted to save a little bit of time. I ruined it. I mean, it's no big deal. The Rival 300 isn't, it's not exactly the best mouse for me anyway, but still, I wasted money on that project. Okay. So that G9 I'll take a look at later. Whoops. So I guess I'll just say in this live stream, there's only one person watching now, but I'm going on vacation this week, so I don't expect any videos from me. I uploaded a whole bunch of gameplay today because you guys like gameplay and stuff, and none of it was like particularly amazing, but some of it was fun. And I know you guys, some of you guys just like watching just normal gameplay, so that's what I did. I decided to give you some of that. Alright, well, I'm going to call it a night. So, thank you guys for tuning in, Force and Inspected. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.